Morning vlog. Last night I was recruiting a guy for Vayner Sports, so I had to set an alarm because I was in an event in Chattanooga, and then I didn't realize it was still on PM, so I set my alarm. So this morning I woke up just randomly. I actually think it was a skip in my sound machine from a call, potentially, that I like woke up and I look at my phone. I knew I was in trouble because the alarm didn't go off. Yeah. And I grabbed my phone, it was 5:09, I have a 6 a.m. flight. And made it, Chattanooga Airport.
Perfect. Do you have to like cruise through? Is it pretty?
You know what's crazy? I was in the car by like 5:15.
Yeah.
And it's 15 minutes, 5:30, and I was like, okay, I can get through it in 4 minutes, and I'll be good, because as long as you're there 10 minutes before. I got there, and the line was massive, and like literally 4 people were like, this is the longest I've ever seen in the history of the Chattanooga Airport. So I cut people. It was very nice of people. I was like, please, and then still it took forever. But then I got there, and it was like 5:50, and they still hadn't boarded the plane. It was good.
Good stuff.
We made it. Alex, how do we may need to create a separate situation where it's hotter. I don't know what to do, maybe in here, or, you know, something to think about. Can you investigate?
They'll call me?
Yeah.
It's not that hot.
Yeah, I'm also on the verge of potentially getting sick, so. I'm kidding, it's all mental. By the way, I was 100%, I should be super sick right now. My mental breakthrough, I've slept like 6 hours in 2 days, I'm a mess right now. And I woke up and like should have been dead. I can't believe how I feel right now. The brain is so underrated, Marcus.
There's also something around like a lot of corporations are moving to this like entrepreneur type of like mentality, like trying to get their teams to think more small and start products on their own. So I think there would be value in like meeting.
Almost like org structure meetings, like
exactly.
Yeah.
I want to make a video rant today about this entrepreneur subject, and I want it to start with Kim just saying that naturally, and I'm going to segue into my rant. I've been wanting to talk about this, and that'll be cool. And it's just time. Because I'll just make my rant right now, which is there is no fucking entrepreneurs in these companies. They don't create the framework for an entrepreneur. It's like being a CFO at VaynerMedia. There's no framework for it. Like, it sucks. They're like being an entrepreneur, but then all your bonuses are predicated on the internal MMM hitting the $4 CPM on programmatic. Anyway, cool.
Yes, I had visions of pain. See me stunting, baby girl, yes, I'm doing my thing. After party looking like purple rain. Got no time for losing these diamonds and stupid.
Episode 262, Ryan Holiday. You guys were talking about marketing, talking about all that stuff. I'm in my new apartment, painting my new apartment, and you said something about documenting versus creating. That was like, bam! I was like, this guy's onto something. So on confidence, just as an encouragement to when you talk, like how people react and what they listen, what they do about it, I was like, I'm gonna work there. For whatever time is gonna be, I'm gonna work there. And that was August 10th, August 22nd, I was on the phone with Cecilia. Just like, it was one of those things, I was like,
good for you, brother. It's awesome, Tiago.
If this guy's talking about, let's do something about it, let's really do something about it. So, you know, encouragement to you that people
Thank you.
Are listening. The other thing I wanted to talk about is parenting.
Yes.
I think I'm onto something when it comes to dads and fitness.
Interesting.
I have an idea that I want to start pretty soon. From your perspective, I know the tools that I need. I know the information that I want to put it out. What's the best, how do you choose the best platform to start?
Can you do a podcast?
It's funny you say that. Yes, I can.
The answer is 100% that.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm going to write it down in big letters. Yeah, it's funny that you said that because...
There's nothing else to say, brother.
Yeah.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah,
it's
sure.
passive consumption.
Yeah.
And it's still, you know how I think about all this stuff? Like real estate.
Sure.
Podcast is on the 3rd street off the beach right now.
Yeah.
Social media is on the other, like 29 streets in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And AR or crypto are on the beach right now.
Right,
you understand?
Exactly. Yeah.
I like the 3rd.
Yeah.
Because the problem with being on the beach is you're pumped when it's Malibu.
Yeah.
But you lose a fuckload of money when it's schmalibu.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Podcasting.
Yeah. It was great meeting you, man.
Such a pleasure. Vlog, I'm going to do something fun right now. You can get in here, Justin, to vlog. leave a comment and say, I want the book, and you will get one of the proof copies. I'm gonna put it here until we send it, and that's that. Get out.
You don't know my struggle. OT, I'm doing doubles. No team around me. One deep, I gotta hustle. I'm beating all these eyes, see the bruises on my knuckles. And through these hard times, I'm talking to the runner, but can you hear me, Lord?
Quick take. I'm gonna give you my quick opinions on things on the blog right now. Just coming through the wire, Facebook adds a snooze button, which lets you, I guess, snooze people out. Facebook adds a snooze button for muting people, groups, and pages for 30 days. Today is launching a new feature designed to give users more control. I've been saying it forever. Everyone's like, Facebook makes me do this, Facebook screws me. Facebook's only value is your attention, and they will always make the best product for you. And they will continue to do things for you to stay inside of Facebook and Instagram. Your attention is Facebook's product that they sell. They're very smart and don't take it for granted and actually give a shit about you from a macro because it's in it for them. And that's why that product will continue to be awesome. Facebook and Amazon do things for you that are then for them. It's kind of like how I think about it. Nonetheless, a very interesting feature that once again proves it's for Facebook to do the things that you want, and that's how they'll win. And that is always the best strategy, which is be consumer centric, and you will have the leverage. Good job, Facebook. Another little micro headline, little feature that may not be understood in the macro, which is do it for the consumer, and the consumer's admiration, spend, attention will give you the leverage for what you're trying to accomplish. You want some real advice? Like real?
Yeah.
If you guys understood that you could accomplish nothing for the next 8 years, and I mean 0, and still be young as fuck and like dominate life, you would get on a plane and spend the next 2 years going everywhere because there's no downside and there's nothing but upside. Yeah, I mean, everybody is playing their 20s backwards. Everybody's got such a chip on their shoulder between debt or to prove to somebody that they've got something that they go right into dumb shit to start getting short money and like do the right thing or prove something. They need to punt. Everybody should fucking, the 22 to 30 year old play should be even more ridiculous than 18 to 22. And one day I think it will be. I think 22 to 30 is gonna get real fucking fun. I'm pissed that I'm gonna miss it. I think people should fucking punt it. I think you guys should fucking go around the world as a horde, live in shitty places, like learn, taste, play, 100%.
I just wanted to show you something really cool. Do you like magic?
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting magic done like by all these Instagram and YouTube. You know what's funny?
Really? Okay.
You know what's funny? I really like magic. I now really understand what the fuck people are doing. It's actually what I do. Which is, what I like about magic is its manipulation of attention. Like I did not know what you're about to do, I did not know how you did it a year ago. I know exactly what you're about to do. And now what's happening is when people do magic on me, I'm looking at nothing that they want me to look at, and I'm trying to guess what they're actually doing. And the last time dude did magic on me, that's like this big Instagrammer, it was shit for me because I could see everything he was doing. Though a year ago, I would have been like, what the fuck?
Who was the one doing magic?
I don't know.
The craziest, the first guy you're talking about? Like
Not Julian. I mean, David Blaine's a good friend of mine, right? And so like, that shit was like, when I didn't know what magicians were doing, and he's so good, it was like, fuck me, right? But now I'm actually gonna get drinks with him soon because now I'm excited to see how good he is at his craft. Because it's so crazy, you're probably the first guy that's tried to do this to me since I've completely cemented. The last time dude did magic on me, at the soccer thing. Yeah. It was the craziest thing now. This guy was really considered good because I looked into it and I could see what he was doing. And it's interesting because it's what I think I do as a person. I live my life the way magicians run their world, which is, it seems like I'm doing something to you, but I'm doing something else, and I'm trying to teach everybody that's what I'm doing so that you guys can do it too. Wish you could see I'm getting goosebumps right now. The time before that, it clicked. So when he came, dude in London, or where was I, Amsterdam? Sweden, I was like ready. And the reason I'm telling you is now I'm so ready. It was crazy. I could have really blew up dude's spot, and I held off because I'm like, I wanted to respect the game. Now it's gonna be a funny game when magicians try to do shit to me of how fast and good are they at that thing, because I'm not looking at the thing that they want me to look at anymore.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
With all that said.
Alright, no pressure.
It's fine. We're just gonna have fun.
He's one of the top guys at the Magic Castle.
I believe you. I just thought I just really wanted to tell him that because it blew my mind.
Yeah,
it's interesting, right? It's an interesting way to articulate it, right?
It's true.
It was really interesting, and now I'm like into it. All right, go ahead.
So am I. I love it.
Okay.
All right. Deck of cards.
Yes.
I want you're gonna stop me at any card you like.
Go
So
ahead.
whatever card you say stop at,
Yep.
is the card you take. Okay? Go for it.
Stop.
There. Good. We're gonna put that card. Let's put it right there. You're not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at it. We're gonna put this bottle right
Yes.
on top of it. All right. My job is to find every card that's related to that card.
Okay.
For example, if you had like a 3 of diamonds, 3
Yes.
of hearts, clubs, and spades is my job to get out.
Okay.
Without you knowing the card, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's do. I don't think any of those are your card. Actually, the first one comes to the top, like that. You see it? And I know you saw that. It kind of popped up. The Ace of Hearts, which is interesting. We'll put that down right there. Can you hold your hands out? Because the magic's gonna happen in your hands right here. I'm gonna go like that, right there. Now let's take a look. The next card goes on top. Take a look at it. Is that another ace?
It sure is.
Is that the? Okay, so it's not that one. It's a. What was the first one? Was the heart or the
heart?
It was the heart. Okay, we'll put that one down there. Hold your hands out. Okay, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Let's see. So now I have to kind of have to look and assess the situation, see what I got here. Let's give it a few shuffles like that. Remember how you said stop at the beginning?
Yes.
You're gonna say stop again whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. Take a look at that card right there, the Ace of Clubs.
I love it.
You're the magician, not me.
But what's interesting is, first of all, 90% of what's happened so far, I have no fucking idea. That one I understood. I never would have before, because I was looking at something. It's super cool. It's super cool. It actually, you'll find this interesting. I actually now want to have this talent, whereas before I didn't even think about it, because it's a real skill. There's two different things going on. The skill of like being able to maneuver shit, and then the skill of storytelling and all the other stuff.
And still keep
Like
it.
I know exactly what that is, you know, and like to me,
What's that card?
that's the Ace of Spades.
Okay, that's the card I made.
You know, like
He knows it.
oh
Oh shit.
shit.
Sorry, those are the
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That is what's up. That is, to me, that will forever. Honestly, that is so fucking gangster. I have so much respect for that. And I'm so grateful that that is what I'm actually doing in life with my life. That is literally,
That's a gift for you. Thank you.
dude, that was so badass.
Thank you.
That was so good. So good. And I made it so much better by talking so, right? I made it so much better. I gotta go. See ya.
No problem.
All right, guys, take care of yourself.
Take it easy, Gary. Thank you.
Hello, New York, and welcome to the very first episode of New York City Pulse, a brand new show that dives deep into the mindset of New Yorkers with relentless drive in pursuit of their ambition. And our very first guest today absolutely exemplifies this description. The man sitting next to me here is the one and only Gary Vaynerchuk. I know you have siblings. You have
Yes.
2 younger siblings,
Yes.
is that right? So with your father's absence
Yes.
for most of the time, did
Yes.
that force you to step up at home and
100%.
take more of like a leadership role?
100%. I think it's a good observation that people don't. I'm already optimistic for your show because I think that's a good observation that I don't remember a lot of people asking me. That's exactly right. I mean, me and my mom are only 20 years apart. So when I was 14, she was 34. Like, Justin, how old are you?
21.
Justin's 21, I'm 42. My mom I'm older than my mom. Like, our gap is bigger than me and my mom. And I feel like we're contemporaries. He doesn't feel like we're contemporaries, but he doesn't think I'm as old as I actually am compared to him, given like my vibe, but like, that's how my mom was, right? Like, now she was my mom, but we were like, yeah, she was 34, I was 14, and we were like, my dad wasn't around, so like, you know, I babysat the kids, and I like set the tone, and like, I was a leader in my house from the get, for sure.
And that definitely paved the road for you to be an effective leader.
100%. 100,000%. I think that's a very astute observation that a lot of people have not made. I listen by watching what people do. Like I already know what sneakers he's wearing, right? I'm paying attention to how you're wearing your hair.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's different.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like Fez from the '70s show. I think it's a throwback.
Okay.
And honestly, I took note of that. I'm like, what does that mean? I like that shit. So I've learned how to listen without talking. Excuse me, I've learned how to listen without the other person talking my whole life. That's how you do sales. You know, I used to do baseball card shows. I would stand by a table, he would walk, table to table to table, and he would look at my cards. He would not say anything because he's a shopper. Can I help you? I'd say, can I help you? And he'd say no. Well, I could have checked out and been lazy, but I wasn't. I would then spend my time looking at him without being creepy. I'd like, kind of like look and be like, let me know if I can help you with anything. I would watch. I'd watch what he would look at. What made him buy? Why? Who? Then I'd watch him in the table if he went to the left and right, see what he did there. I learned how to, then I did retail. I stood behind a register all day and just would watch people. So I watch.
Right, but that's in-person sales, but now you're leading a much bigger company and you don't have that ability to watch other people as much
Yeah,
now.
but guess what? Once you have that seed, you understand how to scale it.
Got it.
Here's the part that I have that is, I've figured out is a magic. Magic. No expectation of others. I do great by him, I do great by him, I do great by him. I eat his shit, I do great, I do great, I do great. Then he goes, does something good happens, he can help me, and he doesn't, for some weird reason, I don't give a fuck. And so many people get crippled. So many people do very little and expect, like, do you know most people give with expectation?
Yes.
The fuck am I getting out of this?
Nothing. Thank you for doing this.
I mean, this is your first fucking show, 9 people are gonna watch.
That's right.
But now,
Maybe less.
You're gonna have, do you know what your guests are gonna look like now? You're gonna go and fucking say, Gary Vaynerchuk was my first fucking guest. You're gonna get 10 times the quality guests you would have gotten. You're gonna get guest number 4 of this show is the quality of the guest that would have been guest 147 just by me allocating these 15 minutes.
And that's, again, an example of giving without expecting in return.
That's right, and if you go on to become Larry King, and I need to promote some shit in 21 years.
Well, you know who has you.
Or not, and this is the key. That'd be great, and I hope so, and surely I think about that. But if you said no through your booker, I would never say, I would say to the Tyler, I would say to my admin, I would say, that's some shit. I'd be like, fucking motherfucker, like, you know? But I would never be, that would be, the extent of it would be like, that fucking kid would be nowhere if I didn't do the first fucking, which I wouldn't believe, by the way, because if somebody gets somewhere, you might have been part of their path, but I don't, you know? Maybe I accelerated it, but we all accelerate each other. Maybe I wouldn't be where I was if Justin didn't make a video. Like, there's a million what ifs. Here's what I would say. For some reason, after about a minute of being like, fuck that kid, I hope his show gets canceled, you know, like competitive shit, I'd be like, maybe he's in a bad place, maybe he's going through a divorce, maybe he forgot, maybe he thinks about it differently than I did. I have empathy, man. Empathy is a powerful drug.
So at 19, you probably had some vision of what your life would look like at 42, right?
Yeah.
So how does what has actually happened compare to that vision that you had when you were 19? Are you there? Did you meet it?
I don't live in the suburbs. I thought that. I can't see anything else. I knew I'd be successful, like really successful.
And what told you that?
The fact that I was already successful at 19 selling toys and baseball cards, and like dude, I wish I was documenting my whole life. You know, like people don't know my true story, meaning people hear the story, I went into my dad's business and did 3 million. Immediately, when you hear that statement, you're like, Dad put him on. People don't know that I, built my dad's business for him and left Wine Library at 34 with nothing in equity in that company, right? People don't know that I never paid myself that much money. So I had not that much money. People don't know what it looks like to have no money and make $3,000 a weekend pre-internet as a 15-year-old in 1990. That's what I did with no fucking money, motherfuckers. I went, traded with kids, made good trades, went to a baseball card show, sold some, saved my 80 bucks, bought more stuff. It takes talent to make 3,000. You know, 99% of your audience doesn't know how to make $3,000 a week. I did it at 15 with no fucking money. So I knew I was fucking all time.
From the get.
From the fucking get. You know what I was doing at 19? I was calling my mom at college, crying, saying I don't want to go into the family business even though I want to help, because one day everybody will hold that over me and say that I was given something. That's why I don't own anything in Wine Library. Ultimately, I never wanted anything because I don't want anybody to have any excuse not to chase their dream and work fucking hard because I knew I'd be the greatest example of it of all time and I didn't want them to have something on me. I want people to understand, like, if you're good enough, you will win. You have to be patient and you have to put in the work. If this show is gonna be big, it will be big. You just gotta put in the work and deploy the patience. Let's go rapid fire round. Go.
Rapid fire round.
Go.
Okay,
I'll
so
go fast. I'll try to
straight
be.
for the kill.
Yes.
Let's talk legacy.
Yes.
Okay. Death is a
Scares the
difficult
shit out of me.
conversation.
Yes, I
Scares
hate
the
it.
shit out of
Don't
you,
wanna
really.
die.
You don't want to talk about it?
I'll talk about it. I
okay,
desperately don't want to die.
So look, you seem like the type of person who wants to be in control of everything.
Yes.
Right? So now, if you had the luxury of being able to control
Yes.
when you'd go.
Yes.
In a perfect world.
Yes.
When would that be? Would you
Nine-
after you accomplish something when you're?
I could go
in the
tomorrow
right
from
old age?
no. It's not about putting points on the board. That's already done. When I made $100,000 a year, that was my only weird thing on the board. Yes, I want to buy the
Just saying
Jets.
I won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to buy the Jets, but I want to try to buy the Jets more than getting the, like the thrill of the chase, more than the right. I just want to live forever. It's fun. The fuck do I want to die for?
You want to be immortal.
Yeah, hell yeah, but if you had to put a number on it, I don't know, 9 billion, fine. Maybe I'll get mad when I get up there and said I wish I did 88 billion, but like 9 billion's fine.
Final question, Gary. Fill in this blank. Gary Vaynerchuk is
The greatest.
the greatest. And with that, we wrap up.
I have
Thank
to,
you
I
guys
have
for
to
tuning in.
preface it, because Muhammad Ali actually took it and he deserves it and it should stay there. Gary Vaynerchuk was the disproportionate best entrepreneur of a generation in helping the other entrepreneurs while he was getting his. Got it? Gary Vaynerchuk
Can agree to that.
was the best entrepreneur in helping other entrepreneurs while getting his. So it doesn't mean I'm gonna make the most money. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be Elon Musk or Zucks or Bezos the most, right? Or the most iconic and change the game, Elon, things like that. Doesn't mean that I was like open, like just like an author that helped a lot of people, or or Oprah or Tony Robbins, right? I was the best at building the biggest thing and trying to drag everybody with me because I didn't think any of their success came at my expense. Nobody that will look like me ever would ever do this interview.
Right.
Ever.
It's the
Ever.
legacy that you're after.
Ever. You understand?
Yeah.
Nobody who's gonna end up as big of a winner as I am would have ever done this interview. That is my legacy. So it's cooking.
Same old, some good stuff. I think I was here maybe 9 months ago.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, and Josh is really starting to, he's been following you forever, but we're doing your playlist. And I gotta tell you this,
it matters.
It's shit is working.
No shit.
But it's,
And when you're smart enough to hire somebody who is following my stuff,
Yeah.
it speeds up the learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are gonna go out, right, who are watching right now,
Yeah.
and go hire just a video kid,
Yeah.
and they're gonna say, go watch Garyvee.
I gave him every book.
How long did you consume my stuff before?
I think like 9 months.
Right, it was big. Like Justin was like further, because there's nuances in my shit, and it's way more nuanced than you can think. You can ask him. It's even crazier, and it's crazier good in
We're
real
not
life.
at the level of.
No, it's not
of
about.
your-
It's not that. It's not about like success or skills or scale. It's about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I think my whole thing is so fundamentally strong because it's not selfish.
Yeah. Good to see you as always.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
So nice to meet you. Take care.
Because that's the only way they're gonna get it. Right. Period.
That's fucking awesome.
Good, right?
I think you got something. Somebody has to step up in this company, or we have to hire somebody to do that shit 24/7. I'm so fired up. I'm now what we're doing doesn't work. What we're gonna do is, whether Justin decides he wants to do this, or Seth, or we hire somebody, the call to action is very simple. Your fucking life for next year is to be great at that. Prove it to, like, we're gonna have, actually we just did it. Fuck it, chop this up, I wanna tweet it. You guys see the shit, like fucking, I want you to edit it because you understand what I'm saying. If you can make these things show the 6 or 7 that work, If you have the fucking discipline to fucking eat shit for 2 years on my team for dick shit money and look through all my fucking content over the last 2 years, especially the last year, because there's nothing but fucking jewels and fucking facts everywhere that you've never seen, because we can't fucking find them. We fucking let them go. Like, fuck, like now we got something from No Jumper? No. When we come back, people are working on DailyVee and this, that, but you fucking think it's great to watch 18 fucking hours of footage, 7 hours of footage. You live for watching that content and finding the 7 little fucking minutes and making this micro fucking content for Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, these 1 minute fucking memes that fucking are straight fire, that are so magic. If you wanna eat shit and you think you're great at it, submit right here. I have no idea what we're gonna call it. You're gonna make a Google form. It's gonna be linked in all the things. There's the URL, GaryVee/I-can-do-it. That's what it is. GaryVee.com/I-can-do-it. Go make the Google form now. Submit your version of it. Fucking strip the videos off the fucking YouTubes and shit. Go to Vidler if you're a gangster. Do your thing. Make the fucking video and submit it. Don't waste your time if you're dog shit, because D-Rock's gonna throw up on it. If you've got this fucking skill, go fucking make one, and I'll see you February 1st at VaynerMedia. And I'm gonna hire 2 or 3 of you fuckers if you can actually do it. No question for me, the thought of entering the Chinese market in a meaningful way around my thoughts, my dreams, my aspirations, the content, obviously you're aware of it, but I agree, 99.9999999% of people don't in China, and obviously for me, China, is such a big part of my future over the next 50 years, and so, as you know, about a year and a half ago, I started converting some of my content into Mandarin and things of that nature. I've produced profiles on some of the bigger platforms, Weibo and things of that nature. Obviously, I've spent no time in Asia prior to 2017. I've been in Singapore and Hong Kong. Next year I'll be in mainland China twice. I think 2019, 2020, I think I'm gonna come very hard. And so, and this is part of that. And so I'm very excited and I can't wait to meet so many of you, whether in New York or London or China or Beijing. So I can't wait.
So who are some of the greatest communicators that you ever met? I know perhaps singling someone is hard for you, but I'd love to know who you think about.
That's a great question. Larry King. Larry King interviewed me. He's 80 something years old. I was blown away by how good he was. Blown away. Larry King is very high up for me. Who I've met, Nipsey Hussle. The rapper. He's so thoughtful about the way he produces his songs, and he paints such a clear picture of his truth. He stands out for me. I think Tim Ferriss is an incredibly strong communicator. I think he's very self-aware about what he's good at, and I think he does a very good job of communicating in his way. Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan's podcast is very successful because he's such a good communicator. The mix between the way he interviews and talks, I'm not as good at that because I talk over my guests. He has the right balance of letting them breathe, but also getting in his. So those are some people that stand out. Listen, here's my advice for men, women, and everything in between. The truth is undefeated. I've been saying it for a very long time. There's no hiding. The gig is up. And that's my advice for everybody about everything forever. So that's my advice for a dirty old man in America. That's my advice long term for China around Tiananmen Square. That's my advice about everything. The truth in the long term is undefeated. If you do the wrong thing, you will lose. I know I'm American, but it's the same way I think about an African American or a female or a Latino girl. I just think it's meritocracy and capitalism and playing the game. I would never, of course I think women are gonna be a bigger impact. It's because the old rules didn't let them get the fair amount of impact. They're 100% equal. They have different dynamics. A lot of women, men don't give birth to children, so they don't have that variable. So we are different, but we're the same, So, yeah, I don't even think of it that way. I'm excited that the world is getting transparent. I think a lot of people are not. And I think a lot of people are scared of a transparent world, including America, including China and Russia. Like China, Russia, and America are not gonna let blockchain get too big.
New college grads.
Patience. Everybody's so impatient, especially in the Asian markets. You have to prove something to your parents so much that you go so fast and so hard just to get that chip off your shoulder. Either to pay them back and you want to do good for them, or because you're actually mad at them and you want to stick it to them. And so you start making fast, short-term decisions in your 20s of what you're supposed to do, and it screws you up for the long term. Thank you so much. You did a great job.
Make it happen.
Of course, you did a great job. Heading out, voice is shot. Good day.
Thank you, Carter. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.